Good evening, friends, brethren, and my beta readers. Tonight I'm going to do my podcast number 19. The title of that is Water to Wine, Wine to Blood. Thanks to everyone for the get well and kind words during my medical event over the past 2 weeks. In my last podcast, number 18, I talked about how I yelled out, "God, I need a miracle here," when I was lying on the floor between the foot of the bed and the dresser, unable to even crawl or get up on my hands and knees. In that podcast, I put forth the question, do I think that getting transported to St. Charles Hospital after 12 hours of hell was a miracle? Oh, by the way, my real name is Charles, so maybe the same name as the hospital will get the $28,000 hospital bill they sent yesterday just to go away. I'm not counting on that miracle, and by the way, I'm no saint. So, yay or nay on a miracle? Definitely nay, in the sense that the Catholic Church would define a miracle. In Catholicism, a miracle is defined as an extraordinary sensible event like a healing or control over nature that goes beyond the power of created nature and can only be attributed to God's direct divine power, serving as a sign of His presence, love, and revealing Himself. It is especially important in canonizing saints. It is a supernatural act, not just improbable, but outside the usual physical laws of the universe. Hence, in my 20s, being single and experiencing life, I really resonated with the miracle of Jesus changing water into wine at a party. That was wrong in so many ways, but what would you expect from the Cradle Catholic Dummy? That is myself. To this day, I fully believe that Jesus changed water into good wine, and I have a new take on this first recorded miracle. With my limited biblical knowledge, I think that first miracle of turning water into wine set up one of the last miracles when Jesus turned wine into His blood. Please comment if you see the connection between the first recorded miracle of water into wine and one of the last miracles at the Last Supper of wine into blood. Personally, I love miracles. In fact, I picked up my miracle calendar today. Here it is for, believe it or not, 2026. In the month of November, the miracle that they have for the month of November is the feeding of the 5,000. So, I once heard a priest preach on the feeding of the 5,000, and he had a different take on it. His take was that the crowd pulled out the food that they had stashed, and everyone put it together like a giant potluck. Needless to say, I didn't buy his homily, and he lost my respect. So I believe that Jesus broke the 2 fish and the 5 loaves and fed 5,000. That's the miracle I believe in. FYI, in the New Testament there are between 37 and 42 recorded miracles. One of my favorite miracle movies was Miracle in the Rain. It was released in 1956. I was 3 years old. It premiered on March 31st, starring Jane Wyman and Van Johnson. That movie, I was a little older when I saw it, probably maybe 8 years old. It touched me so much that in my first book, which is In the Silence, this is where I plug my book by, if you haven't figured it out. In the Silence, I have a little medal here, and that's part of Miracle in the Rain right here. This medal that I have, I know you can't see it, but anyway, if you're interested in my books, my last book is for free on my website, which is www.bookplot.com. You can go to it, download it, and you can read. Some of these books are on my website. Some have been taken down off Amazon. But anyway, go to my website if you want to read. I have 4 books out there. Thanks everybody. I do appreciate the concern and to get well when I was in the hospital. Take care. Infinite peace to everybody. Good night.